All right, I'm going to show you a little bit how I do the composing and decomposing problems for the number sense of the carpet. Remember that at the beginning of the year, the students don't need to be concerned with the addition sign or the subtraction sign. You're more about getting them to think about the problem as a whole. So if I said I had 3 red apples, and I'm using snap cubes in this demonstration, but I really like to use solo cups because they're bigger and the students can see them a lot easier at the carpet. So I have 3 red apples and I have 2 green apples. In just a moment, you're going to teach your partner about how many apples I have. Remember that you're probably going to want to tell your partner right away how many apples I have in all, but remember to keep talking to your partner after that and tell them what else you can say about the apples. And then I'll do my teach, okay, and I'll give the students plenty of time to teach their partners, and I'll try to listen in really closely to what they're saying. A lot of times the students will immediately shout, 5 apples. So I try to encourage them to keep talking. What else can you say? So then I'll call for their attentions, class, and I'll call on a student. Or actually, a lot of times I know they're all going to want to shout 5, so I will say, everyone show me with your fingers how many apples there are in all, and they'll show 5 fingers. So then I'll say, well, what else can you say? Bobby, what else can you say? And he might say, well, there are more red apples than there are green apples. That's true. And then I'll call on someone new. They might say, well, there are fewer or less green apples. That's true. And then hopefully they'll eventually get to the point where we can talk about how many more apples there are, and that's red. And it's important when teaching a concept like this, it doesn't matter if you've taught that skill at whole group. If the kids are getting it in this small number sense lesson, then don't stop them from learning that. If you haven't talked about fewer and more, but it comes up in a problem like this, go ahead and go with the students and talk about that as they bring it up.